Hi, everybody. It's Madison, and I'm going to start this new series called Let's Talk. And this first one is going to be Let's Talk About Anxiety. So, I was born with anxiety, as far as I know. I was also adopted, so I haven't taken my DNA test yet to see what I am, per se. We'll do that later. Um, I want to talk about my anxiety and my journey with it and my struggle with it. So let's start with third grade. In third grade, I had this horrible, horrible teacher. Not going to give out the name, but she was so mean. She was so mean. And she made me scared, actually. I was I was scared of her, and I was scared of the third grade, and I was scared to go to school. So I started having these stomach problems. That's what we called it. We still call it stomach problems. Um, so I started having these stomach aches, these really, really bad stomach aches, and I would go home from school a lot because I felt sick. And I remember I would go home, my mom would take me home, and I would sit there and play Crash Team Racing on the PS2. That was my favorite. And then my dad would come home and start playing with me once he got back from work. But, we never understood why I was having such issues with my stomach. Like, why am I feeling so sick? Why is this happening so much? It was like a regular thing that I would feel sick and have to go home. It happened way too much to be like like she gets sick. No, it was happening so much that it was becoming a problem. So much so that at one point, my I went back to my classroom and I was like, "Hey, the nurse called my mom. I'm going home. I don't feel good." And she's like, "No, you're not. You're staying here. Sit down." And like I started tearing up while I was sitting down. Like I said, this is third grade. I was like, I don't want anyone to see me. Like I don't want anyone to see me. So I'm like sitting there like trying to hold it back. And I'm like, my mom will take me home. My mom will take me home. And my teacher comes back in because my mom showed up. So my teacher goes talk to her. She comes back in. She's like, "Your mom said you can stay. Looks like you're staying." Years later, I found out that the teacher came out and told my mom that I said I was feeling better and I didn't need her to pick me up. Like I said, she was the worst teacher I've ever had, and I still. My mom has substituted for her before, and I feel so bad for those kids. I mean, I feel good that those kids got to have my mom as a substitute for even like a day or two, but I can't believe she is still a teacher. So let's flash forward to high school, freshman year swim. My sister was the varsity coach. My sister was the varsity captain. I was on JV because I didn't really care about swim. My dad kind of made me do swim because he didn't think that dancing was enough for me, well, for a sport. And it wasn't until after he started watching Glee that he's like, "You should dance more." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I've been doing all throughout high school." Up until my knee surgery. But anyway, swim. So in swim, I started feeling stomach aches again. I was having stomach problems again. It was just like in third grade, and I actually it was worse because I went to the hospital 3 times in 1 year, and that should not, all 3 times in one semester of high school. It should not be happening. It should not be happening at all. Um, they gave me painkillers. They did ultrasounds, and they were like, "There's nothing physically wrong with you. We don't see anything physically wrong. There is a chance that you have very high stomach acid, so there is a chance that it could possibly be ulcers, but physical, there's nothing physically wrong." And that did not make me feel any better. I was even more scared. So I started seeing somebody for my ADD and for these stomach problems that I've been having and my anger issues. I was very angry all the time. I don't know why. I was just an angry child. So I started seeing someone to prescribe me medication, diagnose what was wrong with me. So I saw this person, and he diagnosed me with anxiety and depression. So I started taking a pill for it, and it made me sick. It made me not eat. It made me not want to eat. It made me not drink. It made me feel sick. I could eat a few bites of something small, like a cracker. I could eat a few bites of a cracker a day, and that was it. So that pill did not work for me, and it just made me feel worse. So they had me try another pill, and the night that I was trying it was the night that I had my first panic attack. And I was sitting downstairs watching like the Grammys or the Oscars or something like that with my mom and my dad, and mom's like trying to tell me like, "Hey, like this is gonna help. I know that you're scared to try it, but it'll help. Anything's better than the pill that you were just taking that's making you not eat." So I got up. I started freaking out. I started pulling my hair back. I couldn't breathe. I got tunnel vision. I had never felt this way before in my life, and it terrified me. And that was my first panic attack. The first of many, many to come. I started having panic attacks every day after that. Every day for maybe 6 months. Panic attacks. Or heat flashes. Or stomach problems. And it was hell. It was absolute hell. At least so I thought. That pill that I tried that night is the pill that I'm still on today. Citalopram. This pill is my best friend. That's what I call it. Every time I take it, hello, best friend. It has helped me so much. And I've been taking it for sophomore year, junior year, senior year. Graduated about 4 years ago. So last year, in December, well, last year, 4 months before December, I stopped taking my pills. I stopped taking my anxiety and depression pills. I stopped taking my ADD pills. Because I thought, I've been doing so good for 6 years that I don't need them anymore. I'm fine. I can cope. I can deal with this. And I did for 4 months. And then my body went into shock. And I was so sick, so nauseous. I couldn't eat. I couldn't drink. I couldn't even leave the house because I was so terrified. I felt so sick. I had to suck on Pedialyte ice cubes. And that was my only hydration. I had about 3 saltine crackers a day, and that was it. I lost 20 pounds in 2 weeks. That is not healthy. And this is just a year ago. Now that was the real hell. Not what I felt years ago. No. This was the real hell. For 2 months, I wouldn't leave the house. For 2 months, I told people whatever I could to get out of doing anything. I had a doctor's note to get out of work. I wasn't making any money. I wasn't seeing my friends. I wasn't doing anything. And I was starving myself because I felt so sick from the anxiety. I was in hell. And I don't wish that upon anybody. Everybody goes through their own different forms of anxiety. I do know someone who went through something similar to me. I am so sorry if anyone deals with anxiety, if anyone suffers the way that I have, if anyone is still suffering. I've been there. I know what you're going through. I know what it's like to be scared of the stupidest, most mundane things. I still feel anxiety. I've been taking my pills again. And I've been getting better. But things still scare me for no reason. I'm making this video because I want people to know my story. I want people to know what anxiety is like, and I don't want anyone to judge anyone because of their anxiety. I've been through, well, you just heard what I've been through. Other people have been through worse, and other people feel like they're where I'm at, or where I was at. And I just want people to know that I'm here. And if anyone wants to know how I get through my anxiety, my best friend Victoria, she's always there for me. I just called her before making this video because I was nervous about it. I was having anxiety about making a video about anxiety. My mom and my dad. Mostly my mom. And I watched Jacksepticeye. He's like a friend who's there. I just turn him on in the background and he calms me down. When I was having panic attacks, my mom would come in, play Jacksepticeye, and show it to me and say, "Hey, Jack's here. It's fine. Calm down." You're okay. You need to find the things that give you strength. God gives me strength. My mom gives me strength. My best friend gives me strength. Jacksepticeye gives me strength. Surround yourself with people you can rely on. I mean, look at this behind me. These are all very important people in my life, and I would not be where I am without them. Honestly, the best way to get through anxiety is to talk about it. And I know that it's very hard. And I know that it's very scary. But talk about it. And I'm here to listen. I'm really glad that you guys are here to listen to me and my story. Well, that's enough being gushy and whatever. Next video I will post is my DNA test. Also very nervous about that. So, please leave a like if you found this helpful. And if you want another one on depression, being adopted, or ADD, those are all things that I suffer from. Well, the adoption, but let me know what you want to see next. And just remember that I am here for you, and I'm praying for you, and I love you all. Have an amazing day. Bye.